Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the garden. Welcome to Garden Conversations with Rose, of course. Today is a little windy, so we may have some competition, and I may need to speak in elevated tones, of course. It's June 21, and we're still thinking about 60 plus 1, her story, her lesson, and her message. I turned 61 on June the 10th, and I needed to tie in that tagline with Father's Day. Of course, today being June 21 as well, I would have learned as a child that today is the longest and hottest day in the Northern Hemisphere. And as well, it marks the transitioning of another season. So from spring, we are currently officially now in the summer season, another transition in our life. Today as well, I was heavily jolted by some pretty unfortunate news. Very, very disconcerting and unfortunate that a young lady who I've known for the last 10 months or so would have lost her life either late last night or early this morning. That has jolted me. So, of course, I remember when I spoke on one of my excerpts, I talked about my father and the good things I remember from having him around. So I mentioned that my father was big on affection. He showed a lot of physical affection, and that really warmed my heart. As a child, he remembered the little things, so that when he went out and he came back home, he had something for us. He called me by my little affectionate name, Preet. He was big on education, big on godliness and spirituality, although he himself was by no means a spiritual man. And I also remember that my father was a perpetrator of domestic abuse. He was an alcoholic and he had displayed behaviors of infidelity. So, of course, there were some things that I learned that impacted me as his daughter. So, for example, I really, really appreciate affection and remembering little things that are done for me. So that has remained with me as I grew older and now as a mature woman, as a married woman. I really appreciate affection and my husband remembering the little things. I also appreciate, so those are my lessons. I appreciate and really, really look forward to having a strong educational background. I ensured that as much as I could, my children were able to have the same, and also a spiritual base, a strong spiritual base that would allow me to have a place promise when all around me the world was in all sorts of disarray. However, I also learned that abuse, domestic abuse, particularly physical abuse, was something that I was not going to tolerate. That is definitely a deal breaker for me, as is use of alcohol, drinking of alcohol, coming home smelling of alcohol. I do not appreciate infidelity either. And so I was strong on stating my piece as far as the topic of infidelity is concerned. And so these are the things that remain with me. And they would have come from my interaction with my own dad. And so, of course, before I even continue, I have to say to all of you fathers out there, whether you are a stepfather, a biological father, a spiritual father, a father who was in the educational support, whatever father, I want to wish you a happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of you dads, to my husband, to my siblings, to my nephews and great nephews, to my male colleagues, to my former students who are our fathers. I am wishing you a very happy Father's Day. However, I have a little story or a little message for you. I need you to understand that you are the first male in the life of your daughter. Male that will give her the idea, give her the notion, implant in her the importance of how she should be treated by her male counterparts and eventually her spouse or her significant other who might be a male, who is a male rather. So she also looks at the way that you treat her mother, the way that you speak to her mom, you showing up for her. When she needs you, are you there at her games as much as you can? If you're working, are you a provider? Do you listen to her when she has an issue? Can she come to you and speak to you when there is a problem? Do you lend a hand when she is in dire straits? What sort of interaction do you have with your daughter? And peradventure, if your daughter and the mother, you aren't on any good terms anymore, you do not have a relationship as such, how is that relationship with your daughter? Do you call her? Do you show up in those crucial moments of her life when she provides you with some information that requires your attention? Do you get to it? What's the interaction like? Do you remember the little things like her birthdays? Do you show her graduation, her school events? If she is an adult who has a business and she invites you, do you show support? Do you share? Do you come around? Do you ask her what she needs? What it is in her life that you are there for? And do you act as a good role model? Do you sleep around? Are you one who is an alcoholic? Do you party incessantly? Are you sluggish? Do you take care of yourself? Do you look after your health? These are the things that she wants to see you do as much as you're able, because she is looking for something that she can use as a guide, a blueprint, a roadmap, so that when she herself becomes capable and able and of age to engage with another male, she will be able to look back and say, I got those good things from my father. Your interaction with your daughter is very important. And I'm not by any means discounting the importance of the relationship between the dad and the son, because that too is extremely important. The relationship you have with your son is important. The activities that you engage in, the illicit activities, the way that you are on the block, they too have a long-standing impact on the boys, the sons in your life. As an educator, I have seen too many times where our young men have serious daddy issues. We see the violence, we see the abuse and overly abusive manner in which they interact with their peers. We see their dependence on drugs. We see the outlandish behavior and disrespect and disregard for authority, the wanton behavior, the way that they treat other women, that very often leads back to a father or a father who was never around, or a father who was around but was not being the way he ought to. I'm not trying to bash you, dads. Some of you are excellent in the role that you play, and I want to encourage you to keep doing that. But I need you rather to do introspection. Think about the roles that you play in the lives of your daughters. It's the transition from a child to a teenager to a mature adult, and also that of your sons. We have to take care of our children. They are loaned to us by God. We have to answer to something. Take care of yourself. If you need the help, go and get that help. If mentally and emotionally you aren't faring out well, do that so that you can return and be of some value to your children. Have a blessed and happy Father's Day to all of you out there.